By the time it finally starts recording, you forget everything you was going to say. There, somebody, one of those smart guys over there at YouTube, one of the smart engineers, needs to come out with a fast button to where you just press the button and bam, you're recording live. No description, no asking if it's for kids or not. Just go automatically not for kids. Anything, right? Just automatic, bam, and you're live streaming. Well, they probably don't want that because you could accidentally press it, and some things that you show you could be doing the wild thing, right? Okay, so what do we got to talk about today? Well, I've got a few things. I'm going to try to write down some stuff so that I don't forget. Okay. 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 And I'm going to be talking about three things. And before I get started, let me just show you what I was looking at right now on Facebook. And I'm going to be talking about four things. And Facebook, for some reason, I'll tell you what I think is going on. I think these bozos, these are some clowns, okay? They are running their business off of basically Facebook, okay? They know that this is advertising, okay? If you're going to advertise for something, they know this. It's absolutely powerful. And so instead of spending millions and millions of dollars on advertising on the old way, which was on TV, now they're going on here and trying to act like they're regular people, posing as regular people. People in the comments, that's them, okay? They're trying to keep their multi-million-dollar companies going because they scam people, basically. They use psychology. Well, according to my theory, if you read my theory, you'll see why that is, because if you see the pictures they got, if you go to the library and you see the pictures that these people took, they took these pictures a long time ago of these pyramids that are in Egypt, and they got pictures of extraterrestrials, right? Everybody knows that. It's just you've been desensitized. You don't understand the surprise of it, right? You just like, no big deal, right? But it is a big deal that these things are there, because if you see that they're there, then you would say there really are extraterrestrials, right? And it's just because people have been desensitized because they saw it on TV. They saw it all over TV, and so now they're like, well, no big deal, right? They didn't have the discovery of it. And so if you see these pictures, you'll see that there's a picture of a man or a person with a eagle head. Okay? It's a man, and the top part of him is an eagle. Well, I think what they're trying to tell us is that they are doing stuff with genes, mixing genes. You've heard of Dolly, right? Remember Dolly? The people didn't want them to make a clone Dolly, a clone sheep here in San Jose, but they did it anyway. Well, Here we are, what, 30 years later? And guess what they did now? Now you can check this yourself. They do it on the computer. They can mix genes on the computer. They mix the genes and it mixes it up automatically, mixes the chemicals, gets the DNA. Don't ask me how they do it, but they do it on the computer. They write these things, whatever it is, and they mixed a alligator with a catfish. They know how to do it. So it stands to reason that some crazy scientist, one of these Nephilim extraterrestrials, is going to mix some qualities of certain insects or animals or whatever with humans, right? Can you imagine if they mixed a tiger with a human? That'd be one bad dude, right? It'd make Leroy Brown look like a clown. But can you imagine if they mixed a human with a mantis? That would be freaking fierce. And that's what these things are. These bozos who hoarded all the money are predators. Okay, so they probably got genes of these things. And a lot of these animals have telepathy. So, that's what I'm saying. So let me get back to where I was. That's who these bozos are. That's what I'm basically going to be talking about right now. Okay, always keep that in mind. If you don't believe me, do research on them yourself by getting books. Don't go online because it's all a bunch of bull online. You can also go, if you're that lazy and just want to go online, just go to educateyourself.org, and there's tons and tons of information there. But the best way is to go to Amazon or eBay. Probably Amazon is the best for books, but I always bought eBay because, for certain reasons, financial reasons. I mean, if you're got money and you get free shipping on Amazon, then you'd probably go with Amazon. But is to get the book The Biggest Secret by David Icke, or get Children of the Matrix by David Icke. He's written over 20 different books. He's banned on YouTube. He's banned on Facebook. He's banned from 30 different European countries because they say it's because he said that this is related to this, when really it's because he's telling people about the extraterrestrials. And they're thinking that if people find out about the extraterrestrials, the people are going to revolt against the government. Because who do you think the government is? Okay, so that's why he's banned, if you want to find out about these things. That's who these clowns are. They manipulate through psychology. They basically have slaves. Okay? Slaves are the ones doing all the work. They're the ones kicking back with multi-billions of dollars. Okay? And there's more of them than you realize. Then you have the people in the middle who are living, high up on the hog, the good life, air conditioning, heating in the summer, dishwasher, refrigerator, good size refrigerator, cooking range, making cupcakes, making, roast beef. Selfish, they don't care that the government is oppressing people and screwing them over and making them homeless. They don't care about it, okay? So, let me turn down this volume. I got my computer on here, so I was going to hook it up to my big TV. So let me turn this down. Okay, because it might get... Okay, so basically, most people are selfish. And so this is also what I'm going to be talking about. Okay, so let me show you what I saw on here. Let me take off my privacy window. Okay, let me show you what I saw in here. This is what I was looking at. Okay, you can see there's a bunch of comments. Okay, so let me get back to I was reading all the comments, and comments they're pretty spot on. But now what happened to that article? It's the one about the truck driver over in Florida who made a U-turn. Yeah, it just disappeared on me now. You know which one I'm talking about, right? If you see Facebook, I'm sure you've seen it. Okay, so let me just type in here, Florida. The signal's coming out lousy. Let me see what my. Okay, we got 3 bars on 4G. And we got 3 bars on 4G. Should be coming out good right there. But let me see when I lay it down here. Let's see what it does. Yeah, it goes down to 2 bars. Okay, so let me just type in Florida U-turn U-turn Florida Turnpike. Maybe that'll get it there. Okay, you saw this guy, right? He looks about what? 25 or something like that. Okay, you see the accident there. The van had 3 people in it. Of course, they were instantly taken off. Okay, you saw that. You see that truck? I'm waiting for it to catch up over here so that I can see that the signal is coming out. Okay. This is so crazy and goofy. Okay, I'm trying to monitor myself on my laptop, so it's not kind of acting too very good. Okay. You know, on your phone, you can tap on it and then it'll say skip to what you might call it. And I don't mean skip to my loo. Okay, yeah, so on your laptop computer, it doesn't have that function to skip to real time, right? Because it lags, and then next thing you know, you're far behind. I'm talking, 3 minutes in the future. And I still can't find it. So this thing's being a butt. Okay, it says it's up to here, so let's see right here. Move it up to right there. Just a second. Okay. Yeah, it's being a royal. Okay, yeah, you can't even see what I'm showing you, huh? Okay, well, I guess I'm just gonna have to, hook this TV up eventually so I can make better videos. Okay, it's the truck driver, and it's got these 2 guys in it, in the truck, and everything's recorded. It's on video, because trucks now, they have a forward-facing camera and a rear-facing camera inside the truck. A lot of trucks have this now. And because a lot of people on the streets, they act stupid. They'll get right in front of you and slow down, and they're the ones actually doing all the crappy stuff. But there's a lot of truck drivers who also are dumbos, and they're not only unsafe, but they're actually dangerous. And on this, you can see them. They're young. They're probably, Go check it out yourself. They're probably like 25 or something. And so, wait a minute. They said he was 41. Yeah, that's right. He's 41 years old. And so the three people in the van were adiosed, right? They went right into the trailer. He was making a U-turn on where they have the U-turn for emergency vehicles, ambulances, cops, whatever, right? That's for emergency vehicles only, or official vehicles only, to use that turn, not for semi-trucks or regular people in cars. Okay, so you see all these comments in there, but I can't leave a comment. Any truck driver post, anybody that posts on there about truck driving, if they're a truck driver or not a truck driver, whatever, if it has to do with truck driving, I cannot leave a post. They will not let me on Facebook. So that's why I'm making a video to leave my comment, to give you a comment on this, okay? Just like I told you that people are selfish, okay? Because I've been telling you this. And because normal people don't drive trucks, okay? I've been telling you that there is something bad wrong in the trucking industry. If the people would do something about this and not be so selfish and actually do something about this, you would not have this happening. Those three people would have not ended up where what happened to them. If they would have heard and take action, do something, this would not be happening. Okay? I've told you, it's the electronic logging device. That's the culprit. The electronic logging device is the stupidest thing that's ever been created, because it goes by a 14-hour cycle for determining when a human needs to sleep. Humans weren't designed on a 14-hour cycle. There's a thing called your circadian rhythms. This is a 24-hour cycle. I told you, the electronic logging device is the whips and chains of the original slave master. It's to increase productivity. It's not for safety. It's not for drivers. It's for the trucking industry to make more profits. Okay? I can guarantee you the reason why he made a U-turn right there was because he's freaking ELD. He was running out of time on that ELD. You do not have any margins on that ELD. You only have a certain amount. If you go over by 15 minutes, you are in violation. Hours of service violation, HOS. You're out of there. And if anything ever happens on the freeway and you have one of these violations on you, you're going in for freaking manslaughter. Okay? You're going to jail. Because this electronic logging device is a bunch of bullcrap. Okay, there's these things called paper logs. And people have been using paper logs forever. Okay, I think it was like 1935. And the paper log allows you to do one thing: cheat. Okay? You have to cheat to make up for the government's stupidity. You have to cheat so you can pull over and sleep for 2 hours. That's cheating. On the electronic logging device, you pull over for 2 hours, pack your bags because you're fired. Okay? So, people who haul cattle don't have to use an ELD. People who haul boats don't have to use an ELD. People who live in Wyoming don't have to use an ELD. It's a bunch of crap. As a matter of fact, it's worse to use an ELD than not. The people who want ELD is the industry to more productivity because they want you to sit down in the truck and drive for 10 hours straight. That's what the electronic logging device is all about. If you don't believe me, use the Freedom of Information Act and see what everybody's doing. They're driving for 10 hours straight. You have to take, after 8 hours, you have to stop and just let it sit there for half an hour, or else you're going to get in trouble, right? But besides that, it's straight driving, 10 hours straight. That's what the ELD is. That's the whips and chains of the original slave master, because the original slave master is the trucking industry. This is like the lifeblood of the nation. The economy is whatever off of the trucking industry, and the whole thing is going to crap anyway right now. The whole economy is going to crap, right? They probably paid them. Everybody else paid them, and now they're going to come in. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to figure that out. That's why he made a U-turn. There's no other reason for him to do it. If he was on paper logs, it wouldn't be no problem. You just go up to wherever the next turn is, go into the whatchamacallit, figure out what you're going to do, then pull up the slack on your paper logbook for these idiocies of the government. Okay? Even go in there and take a shower. Wait till the traffic slows down. Right? With the ELD, you better get your butt right in there in rush hour traffic. That's what it is. That's why he made the U-turn. Because of the electronic logging device. All kinds of drivers are making all kinds of stupid moves because of the electronic logging device. You're off by 15 minutes, it ruins everything, and you can't stop to rest. Like I told you, if you stop to rest, if you're sleepy and you stop to rest to get 2 hours sleep, pack your bags because you're fired. Okay? Now, talking about the, people who haul cattle, people who haul bees, people who haul anything that's alive, livestock, they don't even have to worry about logbook. If they wanted to, if they could drive 24 hours if they wanted to. Okay, where's the sense in that? People who haul boats. Why do people who haul boats don't have to, right? It's pick and choose. And there's lots of different ones. And the large trucking industries, they could say, there's no laws or nothing. They could say, this load right here, because I damn well please, there's no logbook required on this load. Take it. They get to call the shots. So they're good slaves. They'll reward them by giving them a load that's exempt from the hours of service. And that's why you see some people, because it's pick and choose, you see some people at the travel centers, they're just all kicking back, man. Kicking back, walking around, getting their hamburgers and hot dogs or whatever, shutting down at 5 o'clock at night, right? No problem finding places to park and stuff because it's pick and choose. The large carriers get to say which load is required to have a logbook if you're exempt from the hours of service. How stupid is that? They're doing all this on the down low. Okay? It's about slavery. And that's why these people are making stupid mistakes like turning around on the freaking freeway. When everybody knows you can go up a mile or 2 miles at most, a few miles and get off on the next off ramp, and that's where you make a U-turn. Well, another thing that you might like to know that might interest you is that in Florida, this was caught on camera. That's why everybody's seeing it. Because in Florida, if you come in, like I'm in California, if you come into Florida on the 10, you start out in Pensacola, then it goes over to like Lee and Tallahassee, and then when you finally get over to the coast, it's Jacksonville. Psionic energy, a world thing that just went through here. Jacksonville. Then once you get to Jacksonville, it turns into like 75 and it shoots down into, or the 95, and it shoots down into Miami. Because Florida's long across, and then it shoots all the way down. Every mile on that interstate coming into Florida, and the 95 going all the way down into Miami, I think it's like 700 or 800 miles. I'm pretty sure it's like, I don't know, 500 miles, something like that. But every mile of freeway has a camera on it. If you look up on the telephone poles, they have telephone poles that run all along the highway. If you look up on the telephone pole, you will see a camera every mile of that interstate in Florida. They're the only ones that I know of that have a camera on every mile of interstate. And that's why they caught it all on film. Plus the camera that was in the truck, I guess. But I'll bet you dollars to donuts that's what it was. It was the electronic logging device. He was trying to beat the clock, like everybody's trying to do. Scrambling around like a bunch of cockroaches. Right? Shutting down on the side of the freeway, cars running into them because of the ELD. You can't get away from it. It's a serious violation. If you go over by 15 minutes, you are in violation. Hours of service violation. Okay? So, they should just let them all go back to paper logs. Also, if you have a truck that's from the year 2000, you can even put a brand new engine in it. As long as it's from the year 2000, you don't have to have an electronic logging device in that truck. You can use paper logs. Like I said, paper logs is better because you can pick up from the idiocy of the government, and this is only one thing. I mean, there is so much stuff going on out there on the interstate, and now you're starting to see it because of Facebook. Everybody's starting to see all the freaking stuff that's happening out there, and most of it, I'll bet dollars to donuts, most of it is because these drivers are trying to beat that electronic logging device. It's not more safe. You look at the people hauling cattle, they have better safety record than people who are having this electronic logging device. The electronic logging device is causing more problems out there, causing the drivers to do stupid things. Now, why does the Creator allow it? Because a lot of these drivers are idiots. Okay? Probably they're being punished. Maybe that's why. Who knows? But it's garbage. As far as for experienced drivers, if you've been driving 10 years, this is a freaking slap in the face to your intelligence. It's a slap in the face It shows you the intelligence of the people who are in this industry. No other industry would put up with this bull crap. They'd have hired lawyers already to get rid of this garbage. And so, you know, for people who are inexperienced, sure, give them an ELD, electronic logging device. But if you have 10 years experience, especially doing cross country, you're 50 years old, 10 years experience doing cross country, and you're still required to use a freaking ELD that you know is freaking garbage. This is ridiculous. And the people who enforce this stuff on an experienced truck driver who's been driving decades and still subject him to the rules of this idiotic freaking device are idiots themselves. Okay? And so next we will talk about this DVD set here. This is to come up to speed on what's going on right now with everybody catching on to they're poisoning us. The American people are obviously dumb as hell. They've been dumbed down by the media, by these freaking extraterrestrials. They've dumbed the people down, and now it's coming back to bite them. And this person told you all about it. His name is Kevin Trudeau, and he got put in prison. It's plastered all over the internet right now that he's a scam artist. Okay? Whether he's a scam artist or not, I'm not here to judge. I'm not talking about his other material that he has, his memory book, his book to lose weight, his book to make money, financial debts, his guru, how to think and grow rich. I'm not commenting on all that. I'm just saying that he spilled the beans on all this corruption that's going on in this industry. This industry is the health, well-being industry, where they're deliberately making you sick by poisoning your food, okay? And also the food. And they poison the food, make you sick, and then make money off you being sick. That's what this is about. He tells you all about it. He tells you all the crap they've been putting in your food. Well, the Americans must be the dumbest ones, because this stuff that's over here is not allowed in other countries. They won't allow the crap over there because they know the stuff is freaking poison. It's been proven in lab tests. It's poison what they're putting in the food. They won't allow it in other countries. So what do? They take the poison out, and then they ship the product over to other countries. So all the stuff that we get, the stuff that goes over there, doesn't have that crap in it. If you read the label, you'll see that they take it out before they ship it to other countries. Okay? But the stuff that's here in the United States, they know they can get away with it because the people are so damn dumb. Okay, so here's the name of the book. Okay, let me turn the light on. A second, let me turn the light on. I got the book over here somewhere. I got it over there. Let me show you. The video is lagging, so I can't even see what I'm showing you. Let me grab the book. Okay. So here is the book. There's actually another one that's thinner that you can get. You can get the thinner one for like $5 on eBay. But here's the book. Prison for almost 10 years for contempt of court, which was the longest prison sentence in United States history for contempt of court. And you'd think that'd be front page news, right? Nobody said a word about it. Okay. Contempt of court is not a felony. It's not even a misdemeanor. But they put him in there for almost 10 years. He just got out like 2 or 3 years ago. Okay? Because all the information in there, they hate this information like the devil hates holy water. And that's why everybody's catching on now. If you want to come up to speed and you don't like to read books, then you can get this audio CD. He reads it to you himself. It's a 12 disc. You can listen to it while you're driving in your car, which is what I was doing the other day. And he also tells you how greedy people are and what people will do for money. Most murders are because of money. Okay? And he tells you all about that. He tells you what they're doing to the food. And he was telling people about this a long, long time ago. And now they're finally starting to catch on. Okay? So you can, if you don't like to read books, you can get this DVD on eBay for like under $10. I paid $9.99 for this one, and it was free shipping. It's used, of course, but it's like brand new. And free shipping. These things, when they first came out, was selling for like $29. In today's money, that would be like $59. And you can get it for like under $10. It should be, somebody should load it up to YouTube, but it's not. Now, if you don't want to do that, and if you use Amazon, you can actually go to Amazon and look up this book, and there's a option to listen to it on audio. And I think it's 99 cents or $1.99. You can listen to it on Amazon audio books. But if you want to listen to it in your car, then you can pick this up. Dirt cheap, right? 12 audio disc. He actually reads the whole book to you word for word on this DVD set. And that way you'll be up to speed. And I was also telling you about Hulda Clark. I told you that I met Hulda Clark, okay? Hulda Clark is a very famous physicist. And she was telling everybody stuff about, there was this thing called the liver cleanse. You can cleanse your liver. And actually, one of the persons who actually was doing this liver cleanse, his name was, what the hell was his name? Andreas Moritz. Andreas Moritz, I think he's a German. And he came out with this book called The Amazing Liver Flush. Well, that same liver flush, Hulda Clark was talking about it too. And so Hulda Clark is very controversial. They don't want you to know about her either. And well, now it seems that the genie is out of the bottle, because when this pandemic hit, somebody, I don't know who, but somebody said, take this and it will, do this miraculous stuff. Well, everybody started taking it because it was all over the social media. And so even if the stuff that it was supposed to be treating was a scam, it was a big freaking scam. If you listen to this person here, David Icke, He's the one who was telling people it was a scam. He was out on the street with a megaphone saying, it's a freaking scam, right? So they kicked him off of YouTube, kicked him off of Facebook because he was telling the people that it was a scam. Now everybody knows that it was a scam, but yet they haven't let him back on because now they say, well, it's because he said it was a scam because of this. Who cares of what it was? It was a freaking scam. And the real reason is because they don't want you to know about the extraterrestrials, because they are the extraterrestrials. They're like the ones behind the curtain saying, don't look at the man behind the curtain. That's why they don't want you to listen to David Icke, The Biggest Secret, or Children of the Matrix. He's banned in 30 European countries, banned on YouTube, and banned on Facebook. If you want to listen to him, you can go to X, formerly Twitter. Elon Musk, let him back on Twitter, so he's he's back on X if you want to go check him out there. But so even though what they were saying to take it for was a scam, if all these people took it, it still affected some. Everybody started getting better. And the industry that makes money off people getting sick started going in the freaking toilet, started dropping like flies. Like place right here in this one-horse town just freaking took a nosedive, out of business, all across the whole United States. These stores were on every corner, all going down, because they have to be making money hand over fist in order to stay in business. So who let the genie out of the bottle? And so now you look on Facebook and they're saying, take this shows a bottle, and it says ivermectin and fenbendazole. Is it fenbendazole or fembendazole? Let me see. And what? I said, you can buy that stuff? And I went in and I searched, and I went over to eBay, tried to get something, and it wasn't on the ingredients, right? It wasn't on the ingredients. So I said, what's going on here? Why are they showing it if they're not selling it? And antithelmintic fenbendazole. It's fen. It's fenbendazole. I thought it was fem. So it's like fenbendazole. And I was like, wow, this is good. Because Hulda Clark talked about this thing, it's called Booski. And she said, this is the culprit that's responsible for all of this multi-billion-dollar industry of people being sick. She says, this is the culprit right here. And it was in every one of her case studies. If you read her book, where she talks about her case studies, you'll see. And you'll see a picture of it and everything like that. They've even got the frequencies on these things, because electronics are involved instead of just chemicals. And if you want to know about that, about the electronic part of it, just study Royal Raymond Rife. And you can find out about Royal Raymond Rife by reading the author Barry Lyons. Okay, Barry Lyons is an author who tells all about Royal Raymond Rife. And Hulda Clark talked about this thing, but you couldn't get nothing. You can go to the store and buy rhesus, right? Pinworm, for when worm infestation. You can get, I forget exactly what rhesus is, what the active ingredient is, but there's also another one that's available over the counter. It's called Praxantil. praziquantel. Okay, it's praziquantel. And this is an antithelmintic, which means it's a dewormer. Okay, you can also, for like if you need to deworm your dog, right, your pets, they get worm infestations, just like horses get worm infestations. Well, you can use rhesus, you can use praziquantel or whatever kind you want that you can find over the counter. You can also use herbs, right? Garlic is a natural antithelmintic. The green hull off of the black walnut hulls is an antithelmintic. They all kill these parasitic worms, worm infestation. Cloves is used as an antithelmintic. Cloves, and you can buy a thing like this, Parasite Cleanse, and it has cloves in it. It has garlic. It has or whatever. You read the ingredients. It'll show you. It has wormwood and black walnut hull to get rid of them buggers. Okay, or you can buy the stuff from the prescription, and or you can go to Walmart and buy in the pharmacy department. You can buy rhesus, pinworm, whatever. The active ingredient I think is called praziquantel. But praziquantel, if you read the parasites that it gets rid of, or any of those other ones that are available that they prescribe all the time, that you need a prescription to get, you'll find that yes, it gets rid of all those, but there's also another real bad guy. And this bad guy's name is Buski. And none of those get Buski except for ivermectin, the stuff they were telling the people to take during the pandemic. Ivermectin that you have to get with the prescription. But now, all of a sudden, Tennessee, Idaho, Arkansas, and Louisiana just made it legal for you to walk into the store and buy it yourself. Okay? So that's why they're showing this stuff on Facebook. It says ivermectin and fenbendazole. But they're only sending it to Arkansas, Louisiana, Tennessee, and Idaho. Any place else, you have to go get a prescription. Okay? So hopefully the other places will catch on, all the other states, and they'll allow people to be able to go in there and buy this stuff themselves to get rid of this Buski bad guy. Do research on Buski. Okay? So that's all I've got on that, and I've already talked about this, so you should be good to go, right? So I'm making me some. I'm trying to eat healthy stuff. I'm trying to eat healthy stuff right now because I noticed that my vitality was lacking, and so I start concentrating on trying to eat healthy, and it's very, very difficult to do in a one-horse town. Okay, if you're not near a Walmart where you can get halfway decent organic food, and fermented drinks. You can't find them in a one-horse town. And so I bought myself some squash, and I went ahead and I threw everything in it except for the ginger. I ran out of like minced ginger. All I've got is like the string string ginger comes in a jar, and it's a string kind, so it's a little bit more difficult to prepare. So I basically I'll use the turmeric or the curry, garlic, you know, honey, lemon. All of these are medicinal. If you read the encyclopedia of medicinal plants and herbs, you'll see that all of these things are freaking medicinal, right? And ginseng, and so yeah, so I made myself some squash and mixed in a tomato with it and put some garlic. I'm about to go have the rest of it. Pretty damn good. Not too shabby. I mean, when you stop and you think, this is freaking medicinal quality, right? It's amazing. And vinegar, right? So, I mean, I'm basically just guessing at it, right? Just throwing in some turmeric and throwing this and that. And so now I'm going to have some spinach out of a can. With butter probably after I finish that. But yeah, I'm trying to eat a whole bunch of, because that fast food, I mean that junk food, oh man, it tears you up. So I did what I did now is, you know, I do have Himalayan salt, which has the trace minerals and the trace minerals and, you know, elements, trace elements, and but it's out in the truck, so I can't really go out there and get it. So I'm not putting any salt in there, but I'm using the Tabasco because the it's not actually Tabasco. It's the brand name is Crystal. It has cayenne pepper. Okay, I'm using cayenne pepper because they put so much sodium in it that I'm like, well, instead of putting a little bit of the salt, I'll just put a little bit of this cayenne because it's loaded with salt, right? But they really need to make a product for the people of cayenne pepper sauce. It's basically Tabasco sauce, okay? It's hot sauce made with cayenne peppers. They need to make a sauce with these cayenne peppers with no sodium in it, because cayenne pepper is one of the best herbs you could imagine, but they hate it like the devil hates holy water, because that's their bread and butter, is people being sick from the thing that cayenne pepper alleviates. Okay, that's why they're loading it with freaking 5 grams of salt in one bottle. That's why when you turn the bottle like this, it crystallizes on the side of the bottle, because it's all salt. They need to make a product available to the people. Hot sauce with no salt. We got our own salt. We have good salt, not this fake baloney salt that they take the iodine out of. We have Himalayan salt. We have Celtic salt. We have all the salt you can imagine. We don't need it in our medicinal quality cayenne pepper sauce, which is basically hot sauce, right? And yeah, the people need to stand up and get these bozos to make a product that they take this crap out of it. They're doing it deliberate. Okay? And so now as far as the solar panels, I've seen a lot of people coming up there, and the charging of these panels, I tell you, the neighbor right here has a 5,000 watt system. I counted the panels. Each one of those panels is 500 watts. They've got a 5,000 watt system. When the electricity goes out here, they ain't even worried about it. I mean, the electricity has gone out for 1 or 2 days out here before. I don't know what's going on with this line out here, but these people will be sitting here without any electricity. With these people, it doesn't even phase them. They're generating right now, they're generating 5 kilowatts of energy right now. As a matter of fact, it's probably not even generating because the batteries are already charged up, right? And so to have a 5,000 watt system is a bit much, but they have one. It's 10. I counted the panels. You would think it'd be 20 panels, but I guess they haven't. Because I sat there and I counted them, and I'm like, that's 5,000 watts. That is a bit much. So I think 1,000 watts. I think 1,000 watts will be sufficient for now. I mean, you're not going to be able to, go gung ho, but we'll figure that out later on. 5,000 watts will run everything, I'm pretty sure. But now there's even people going on, because of how powerful these batteries are. Now there's people going on hooking up a air conditioner. You should be happy that the battery will even turn the air conditioner on. That thing draws so much energy. They're so inefficient, right? They need to concentrate on making the air conditioners more efficient, and they've already got it. This one guy was talking about it, but yeah, they're hooking this stuff up to little air conditioners, and that battery drives the air conditioner for 5 hours. That is a miracle. Air conditioners draw unbelievable. The trick is, if you're going to do that, which there's probably better ways to do it, but if you're going to do that the way this one guy shows it on YouTube, the best way to do it is when you turn your air conditioner on, just turn it all the way down to freezing. Just turn it down to freezing. That way it doesn't shut off and turn back on, shut off and turn back on. It doesn't regulate. Just leave it running 100%. Because starting, that's where you draw, way too much current. That's why they have these special devices. This way it doesn't stop. Once it's started, it just keeps running. People who have money, they ain't worried about it. But people who don't have money, who are sitting here 100 degrees, they'll let that thing run. If that's what it takes, they'll do it, right? This is necessity is mother of invention. And so, like I said, everybody is starting to get on board, and they're doing this do-it-yourself. They're all coming out with their own ideas and building these little portable power generating stations. Basically like having your own little nuclear power plant. Now with the technology that's available, that is battery technology and solar panel technology. It was not available 20 years ago. Okay? And it's still getting better and better as we speak. They're working on it right now. And so I got my controller in the mail today. Here it is. This is the controller for the unit. In the old days, the controller would probably be about that big, because you would have integrated circuits, you would have transistors, capacitors, freaking coils, and everything. The circuit board would probably be about that big, right? You'd have transformers on there, big old freaking transformers with, ferrite iron cores on it. But this is where it has evolved to. And this one has microprocessors in it. It has pulse width modulated power supplies in it. Charge your battery off pulse width modulated type stuff. So it's like state of the art, right? cutting edge. So here it is. It's just a little panel, and this thing will actually control like up to 400 watts, I think they said it is. And it will charge a battery. It will connect to your solar panels and charge your battery, control the current going to your load or whatever. I did see a YouTube video, which is very helpful, very useful. These people are showing this, you know, basically it's like Forrest Mims the Third. Forrest Mims the Third was very, very smart guy. He's the one who used to write all the stuff for Radio Shack. That's where a lot of us learned our stuff, was from Forrest Mims the Third. And so you have all these people going on here, and they're drawing schematics and showing how it works and everything like this. And he actually said, he said, you know, these two things that are right here, you got two USB. He says, just go ahead and if you have like a hot glue gun, just go ahead and take your hot glue gun and just cover those up with hot glue. Don't use them. Don't know why they put them there. They're just bad news, right? So videos like this are very helpful, very useful for everybody who's building these systems. You know, why did they put it there? So that's that. And what else did I get? So this is like almost like toys. So I've got that, and what else? Oh, I got this. This is it says it's a voltage regulator, which I will be surprised if this thing actually works. I'm going to try it out. When I ordered it, it did not say this up here, what it says up here. Okay, so I'm going to see if it actually works and doesn't drift all over the place. So this is going to be something interesting. I've got to hook it up to a battery. I've got to hook it up to a battery and then hook it up to a load, but it's up to 30 amps. And and I ordered another device, but it was the wrong one because I ordered a step down thing that's a step down, where I was supposed to order a step up, but I found one that's actually, it'll step down or step up. And so I made a mistake on ordering that, unless I used the 24 volt system. With the 24 volt system, that thing would work. But this thing that I was working on, I've already got it working. It's all completed already. So now I'm going to be moving on to solar panels. I'm still going to check this to see if it'll actually work, right? So that should be interesting. This is going to be fun to hook this up. And so that's all I've got for right now. Thanks for tuning in. And let me see, where am I at over here? Let's come in here real quick. Whoops. Hold on. Yeah. So somebody should go in there and ask that guy, did you do that dumb ass move because of the ELD? Ask him to his face and blast it all over mainstream media so the people will know. And the people need to stop being selfish and care about what's going on with other people who are being subjected to slavery, right? Get involved. They don't care. They could care less about truck drivers. They spit on truck drivers. They come out, oh, Truck Driver Appreciation Week. Society looks down on truck drivers. It's one of the most dangerous occupations, and now people are starting to see all this stuff. When I went cross country, I couldn't believe the stuff that was going on out there. The people didn't know. Now they're finding out because of Facebook. They're seeing all this stuff that goes on with these trucks. And when something goes wrong with the trucks, like there was this one thing that happened over there in Florida too. This one guy no, he was the one who was 41. I'll bet you these other two guys, they looked young. They looked like 26. This other guy who was 41, they said they were surprised that he actually lived. Okay, because it ripped the whole thing to crap. You even see stuff on Facebook. They'll show there's a truck and sitting right here, and the guy's filming it, and a train will come by and just, the trailer is sitting there standing, and the truck just got freaking ripped away from it, like if it was never even there, by these locomotives. All this stuff is being caught on camera now, you know, but they're still not saying. A lot of these people don't know how dangerous it is. I drove truck for years and years and years, and I never knew how dangerous it was. So let me go on here real quick so I can read the comments, and then I'll end the video. But I just wanted to go on there because, you know, I saw that, and you know, it's all over the internet. Not as much as the girl who gets eaten by the whale, but you know, they shouldn't be doing. Oh, here's those guys. Here's those guys in the truck who made the U-turn. I'll bet you that dude, see that dude driving? I'll bet you that dude did a stupid move because the electronic logging device. He was trying to beat the clock on the ELD, just like everybody else is. If you're not under this, you know, ELD, you're not going to make stupid moves like that. You know, you're going to wait a mile or 2 miles or 3 miles to get up to the next off ramp where you can turn around there. It's taking forever for this video to catch up, so I'll remember not to use this. But anyway, there's those two guys. I don't know if you can see it or not. I'd have to get one more phone. But here they're saying what they won't tell you about the Florida U-turn. So somebody else is talking about it. Who knows what he's saying. But anyway, let me come into here and view my channel. Let's see what you guys are saying on the comments. Okay. Only 2 people in here? Okay, Aurora. Oh wow, there's only three comments. Oh no, there's a whole bunch here. Okay, Rodriguez, see ya. Hi. Leah. Leah, it's been a long time since you're looking better than a body has a right to. You heard that song before? Leah. James is booted. Aurora, don't be mean. Hey, how's your name? All right, thanks for leaving comments, everybody. Make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you can always catch me when I go live, because I don't leave these videos up a lot of times. A lot of times I will hide them. I've got over 500 videos, and right now I've got them all locked. I've only got about 12 videos that are actually viewable by the public right now, and I'll probably be locking those up too until the fall. So make sure you're subscribed so that you can catch me when I'm going live stream. You know, you have to have the app, the YouTube app downloaded so that you can subscribe to my channel and hit the bell to get notified. That way YouTube will notify you when I'm live, so you can catch me, catch this information, because like I said, I might be locking up those other 12 here pretty soon until the fall, and in the fall I'll probably put them all back on public, which is about 500 different videos. I talk about extraterrestrials. I talk about this stuff Kevin Trudeau talks about, stuff they put him in prison for, and all kinds of different information, and free energy. Okay? This free energy, I came out with this idea about 2 years ago I came out with this idea about 2 years ago for charging your car. And guess what? If you want an electric car, you better go buy one right now. Okay? Right now, they've got an electric car. I could go get it right now. It's $4,000. Okay? And it gets 90-mile range for $4,000. PG&E will give you $4,000 if you're poor. They're going to give you $4,000 for buying the car. Okay? And then you get different rebates and all kinds of stuff. They end up paying you to take the car. Why? Because they know they're going to be making money off. This is the new energy. Now when you go around, you charge your car at these charging stations. They're charging like 20 cents or 30 cents a kilowatt or whatever. This is the new energy, but it's clean energy. That's why they're giving all these incentives. But like I said, if you want one, you better go buy one right now. If you want more range, you can actually get a 2018 Nissan Leaf, which was the first professionally manufactured electric vehicle on planet Earth. They came out with it in 2011. Okay, this is Nissan, and you can get a 2018. That's like the second generation. The first generation went on from 2011 all the way up to 2018, 2017 or 2018. But that's when it changed. This car you can get for under 10,000, and while you put rebates and everything like that, you're getting it for like 5,000. Has a 150-mile range and is a 2018, so it's only a few years, and it's just an excellent product. And but you better hurry up and go get it right now, because next month supposedly it's going to end. But right now, all through this month and all through September, they have these rebates and incentives going on with these cars. People are basically buying these used cars now because they know they can charge them for free. You can go to your police station. They have free chargers for electric cars. You can go to your public libraries. They have free chargers for electric cars. There's all kinds of different places where you can charge your cars for free. And now people are building their own solar panels to run their house, to run their washing machines, dishwashers, microwave ovens, you name it, and charge your car. There's people building them now. I came out with the idea 2 years ago. Remember? If they're not building them on carports, maybe one or two is actually building a carport. But most everybody are building these portable power stations. You can pull them around. They're putting wheels on them. You can pull them around your yard. Right? You can pull the solar panels around your yard. These solar panels are putting out thousands of watts of energy, charging batteries to do this. You now have you basically have your own little nuclear power plant at home, because these people are showing you how to do it. These do-it-yourself people on YouTube are showing you how to do it. So thanks for tuning in. Make sure you're subscribed. Come back, visit the channel every now and then, and we'll talk to you later. Today is Saturday. And the time is, I don't know what time it is, but the date is August 16. Here in the Central Valley, California, and a little town called Coalinga, actually closer to the town called Avenal. It's about 70 miles southwest of Fresno. the mighty Fresno, California. Okay, thanks for tuning in, and seeing you, the homeless people out on the streets. I know that the word is getting out there. The homeless people are listening. You know what's going on over in Washington, D.C. They're trying to boot all the homeless people out of Washington, D.C., or put them in jail. I told you they tried this little stunt down in Fresno, California, and it was a freaking dismal failure. Okay, the power is on the streets, and the homeless people are listening because of the free flow of information, the social media, the YouTube live streams. This is the free flow of information.